a futuristic vision of humanity's first off-world colony. The year is 2030. A crimson SpaceX Starship, emblazoned with the company's iconic logo, touches down on the dusty plains of the moon's south pole. Inside, a crew of astronauts, engineers, scientists, and visionaries step onto the lunar surface not as visitors, but as pioneers of humanity's first permanent off-world settlement. This is Elon Musk's bold vision: a self-sustaining lunar colony, a stepping stone to Mars, and a new chapter in human civilization. But will this dream become reality? As SpaceX accelerates its Starship program and NASA's Artemis missions pave the way for lunar habitation, the question looms: can Elon Musk truly build a new world on the moon by 2030? Pause for a few seconds and support me with a subscribe. At the heart of Musk's lunar ambitions is Starship, SpaceX's fully reusable super-heavy launch vehicle. Designed to carry 100-plus tons of cargo and passengers to the moon, Starship is central to establishing infrastructure, habitats, power plants, and life support systems. Lunar Base Alpha. Musk envisions a modular base constructed from prefabricated habitats transported by Starship. These structures would be buried under regolith for radiation protection. Nuclear power. NASA's plans to deploy a 100-kilowatt nuclear reactor by 2030 could provide continuous energy during the moon's 2-week nights, where solar power fails. Resource utilization. Ice deposits at the lunar poles could be mined for water, oxygen, and hydrogen fuel, reducing reliance on Earth. While Musk has criticized NASA's Artemis program as inefficient, SpaceX remains a key player, contracted to develop the Starship Human Landing System, HLS, for Artemis III, 2027. Success here could fast-track SpaceX's independent lunar ambitions. Orbital refueling. Starship requires in-space refueling for lunar missions, a feat never before attempted at scale. SpaceX plans to test this in 2025. Radiation and extreme temperatures. Lunar settlers face deadly cosmic rays and temperatures swinging from 250 degrees to 250 degrees. Shielding solutions remain experimental. Life support. Closed-loop systems for air, water, and food are untested for long-term lunar habitation. Funding. NASA's budget fluctuates, and SpaceX's Mars focus could divert resources from lunar projects. Geopolitical tensions. The US, China, and Russia are racing to claim lunar territory, risking conflicts over resource-rich zones. Imagine waking up in Moon Base Alpha, a cluster of pressurized domes nestled in the Shackleton crater. The nuclear reactor hums softly, powering hydroponic farms where genetically modified crops thrive under artificial sunlight. Outside, robotic rovers scout for ice deposits while a Starship lands, delivering fresh supplies from Earth. Work. Colonists repair solar arrays, conduct experiments in low gravity, and test 3D printed construction techniques. Leisure. Virtual reality simulates Earth's beaches, while low-gravity sports like lunar hoops become a pastime. Challenges. Communication delays with Earth, 1.3 seconds, are manageable, but medical emergencies require AI-assisted surgery. If SpaceX and NASA hit key milestones, 2026, uncrewed Starship lands on Moon, testing landing and resource extraction. 2027, Artemis III delivers astronauts near the South Pole with SpaceX's HLS. 2028-2030, cargo starships deploy habitats, reactors, and rovers, enabling permanent occupation. By 2030, a dozen scientists and engineers could be living on the Moon, laying the groundwork for expansion. Starship failures. Explosions or refueling issues could push timelines back. Budget cuts, political shifts may defund NASA's lunar ambitions. Competition. China's lunar base plans, 2035, could outpace U.S. efforts. Elon Musk's dream of a lunar colony by 2030 is audacious, but not impossible. With Starship's breakthroughs, NASA's support, and private sector innovation, a small but functional moon base could emerge this decade. However, the path is fraught with technical, financial, and political obstacles. One thing is certain: the moon will no longer be a distant symbol, but a second home for humanity. Whether Musk leads this charge or shares it with global partners, the 2030s may mark the dawn of a multi-planetary civilization. The moon is not a destination, it's a gateway. Mars awaits, but first we must conquer our celestial neighbor. Elon Musk. Let's pause for a few seconds and give me a like for this video. Thank you so much. Just weeks ago, on August 26th, Starship's Flight 10 soared from Starbase, a triumphant ascent that saw the Super Heavy booster return to the catch tower with pinpoint precision, its 33 engines throttling down in a symphony of controlled fury. This wasn't mere spectacle, it was validation. With 5 successful flights under its belt out of 10 attempts, Starship is shedding its prototype skin, evolving into the workhorse that could ferry humanity's dreams skyward. Elon Musk, ever the unflinching optimist, tweeted his cautious hope. Full reusability and orbital refueling by 2026, the twin pillars that will unlock the moon's gates. I felt that tweet in my bones. After years dissecting launch data, watching prototypes explode and rise again. It's the kind of breakthrough that tugs at the heartstrings, reminding us that persistence isn't just engineering, it's poetry. This progress isn't isolated. It's intertwined with NASA's Artemis cadence, a ballet of bureaucracy and boldness. Artemis II, now firmly slated for April 2026, will send 4 astronauts, Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Koch, and Jeremy Hansen, on a 10-day lunar orbit, testing Orion's heat shield and life support in the unforgiving void. Delays from 2024 to 2025 and now 2026. They've tested our patience, but they've also honed the hardware. Just this August, Orion's spacecraft rolled out to Kennedy Space Center, a gleaming capsule ready to hug the moon's horizon. For Artemis III in 2027, SpaceX's HLS will be the star. A Starship variant descending to the South Pole, where shadowed craters cradle water ice like hidden treasure. I've pored over LRO images of those craters. They're not just science fiction. They're blueprints for breathable air and rocket fuel, the elixir that could make a lunar outpost self-reliant. But let's talk heart. The people powering this. The Artemis crew isn't a faceless team. They're trailblazers with stories that inspire. Glover, the Navy pilot, speaks of equity in space, ensuring the moon's light shines on all humanity. Koch, the record-holding astronaut, embodies resilience. 328 days on the ISS, now orbiting our dreams. As a lunar specialist, I've simulated their trajectories, felt the gravitational tug in virtual reality. It's emotional, this human touch. It transforms cold regolith into a canvas for legacy. By 2030, that legacy could include the first lunar birth, ethically navigated, of course, or at least families rotating through, turning isolation into community. Technologically, the pieces are aligning like stars in a clear night sky. Orbital refueling, that holy grail Musk mentioned, is no longer a pipe dream. SpaceX's May 2025 company update outlined tanker variants docking autonomously, transferring cryogenic propellants in microgravity, a dance of valves and vapors never before scaled. Flight 9 in late May tested propellant transfer in suborbital hops, with minimal boil-off thanks to advanced insulation. Imagine it. A fleet of 5 to 10 tankers queuing in low Earth orbit, filling a lunar-bound Starship to the brim. This slashes launch costs from billions to millions per ton, making Musk's 2030 colony feasible. And radiation? We're innovating with regolith bricks, compressed moon soil shielding habitats like ancient adobe against cosmic storms. NASA's Fission Surface Power Project, a 40-kilowatt reactor prototype shipping to the moon in 2026, will evolve into the 100-kilowatt beast by decade's end, banishing the long night's chill. It's visceral, this fight against the void. Every watt generated is a victory for life. Yet, the emotional core of Musk's vision pulses with urgency amid global rivalries. China and Russia's International Lunar Research Station, ILRS, eyes a 2035 base, but whispers of nuclear-powered outposts by 2030 add fuel to the fire. Literally, with plans for small reactors mirroring NASA's. Beijing's Chang'e 6 returned farside samples in 2024, and their taikonauts train for 2030 landings. Tensions simmer, U.S. sanctions over tech theft, accusations of a new space race, but opportunity glimmers too. Musk has floated international collaboration, echoing the ISS's fragile peace. Picture a star accord, shared lunar poles, joint resource packs, turning competition into coexistence. As an expert who's advocated for this in forums, I believe it's not naive. It's necessary. The moon's resources, He3 for fusion, platinum group metals, could power Earth's clean energy revolution, but hoarding invites conflict. Emotionally, it's a call to our better angels. Unite or perish in silos. Challenges persist, raw and real, keeping the dream grounded. Starship's Florida debut from LC-39A late this year will stress test logistics, but weather delays or regulatory snags could ripple. Budgets waver. NASA's Artemis funding hit $25 billion, but congressional hawks eye cuts amid earthly woes. And Mars? Musk's red planet fixation pulls resources. Uncrewed starships eyed for 2026 launches, potentially diverting lunar cargo slots. But here's the fire in my veins. These hurdles forge character. Apollo 1's tragedy birthed safety protocols that saved lives. Starship's explosions taught us humility. By 2028, expect cargo waves, habitats inflating like balloons, rovers mining ice at 10 tons per day, 3D printers extruding domes from sulfur-infused regolith. A dozen pioneers by 2030? That's conservative. With Starlink beaming real-time VR tours, public support could swell, funding pouring in like Starship propellant. Envision the daily rhythm of Lunar Base Alpha in 2030, a symphony of human endeavor. Dawn, lunar style, breaks over hydroponic greenhouses, where LED-lit tomatoes ripen, their roots sipping recycled water from ice processors. Engineers, suited in flexible exosuits, 10 solar sails unfurling like petals, while AI overseers predict micrometeor strikes. Medical bays hum with gene therapies combating bone loss, turning frailty into fortitude. And leisure? Bouncing basketball in 1/6 G? Or stargazing through transparent aluminum, Earth's blue marble a constant companion. Communication lags? Augmented by predictive AI, conversations flow like rivers. It's not utopia, dust clogs seals, isolation gnaws, but it's alive, pulsing with purpose. This lunar foothold isn't endpoint, it's launchpad. Helium-3 mining could fuel fusion reactors back home, slashing carbon emissions. Low-G manufacturing yields perfect semiconductors, revolutionizing tech. Economically, a lunar economy blooms. Tourism via suborbital hops, mining exports via reusable fleets. But the soul-stirring truth? It's insurance. Earthquakes, pandemics, climate fury. Our cradle rocks, but the moon steadies us. Musk's multi-planetary ethos isn't ego, it's evolution, ensuring our spark endures. In the quiet of my study, surrounded by moon rock replicas and Starship schematics, I feel the weight of this moment. September 2025, Flight 10's success, Artemis II's horizon, Elon's unyielding drive. The path to 2030 twists, but it leads home, to a second home. We've dreamed this since Jules Verne. Now we build it. Feel the gravity of that? It's pulling us forward, one bold step at a time. Humanity's odyssey continues. The moon awaits our embrace.